Hi friends, and welcome back to the Baseball Card Illustrated channel. I'm Bronko, the PSA 11, and I'm going to give you a very important tip that I haven't heard many others talking about for you if you plan to attend the National in Cleveland this year or any other future year. Before I get to that, let me start by showing you off one of my favorite pickups at the National last year, and it's this signed poster from the movie Major League. We've got Corbin Burnson here, who played, of course, Roger Dorn, Tom Berenger, who played the great Jake Taylor, and who could forget Rick Wild Thing Vaughn, played by Charlie Sheen. A great pickup, and I'm really happy that I purchased that a year ago. Now the tip. If you're going this year, do not show up within 10 to 15 minutes of the show starting and think you're just going to waltz through the line. Unless you have a VIP pass, I got a little story about that in a second. You need to get there either pretty early or come a little bit later. So if the show starts at about 10 o'clock, I would suggest getting there by about 8:45, 9 o'clock. You'll still have to wait, but at least you won't be in a huge line, and once they open, you'll be among the first few people in, hopefully. Or get in around 11, 11:30, and you can pretty much cruise through the line. Otherwise, if you get there at 9:45, you're probably not getting onto the show floor until 10:30, 10:45 anyway, and you'll be kind of frustrating and packed and uncomfortable. If you enjoyed that tip, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and let me know your favorite tip for attending the National or any other big card show so that others can share that. And if you found this useful, I'd really appreciate it if you'd hit that subscribe button and become a friend of the channel. Now, picture it, Chicago 2023. It's actually Rosemont, Illinois, the Donald E. Stevens Convention Center, and this was my experience. It's your last look at the 2023 National. Play ball! And this is the National. Well, once I get through this line that goes through Chicago and some of the suburbs, this will be the National. Right now I'm standing in line to cash in my VIP ticket to enter the show. Doors open at 3:30, which is about the time, but it's probably going to be about 9:45 tomorrow morning by the time I get in at this rate. Anyway, I'm going to do that, get my bag of goodies, which I'll share with you, and hopefully get to see some cards today. And at 4:43 Central Standard Time on Wednesday, I am in. So this is my very first look around. I'm going to pass up the free eBay bags, little tote bags that they have because I have a backpack with me. I'm just going to go down the first aisle, hoping to find maybe some value boxes or something like that. Anyway, thank you for sticking around through the wait, and now we have the fun. I'll definitely show you some of the things that I buy throughout the course of the day, maybe some tables, maybe I'll run into some friends, but enough talking. Let me get to some cards. So you know how sometimes you do things that you kind of are proud of, but you kind of aren't? This is one of those. I met up with Bo from 1 Million Cubs Project at the very start of the show. It is now 4 o'clock, and I finally wrapped up. I got $150 worth of 50-cent cards. I know there's more than 300 in there, and I can't wait to count them and see what I all picked up. I might even show off a few of them, but I won't make you sit through the entire 300 plus. So I'm in the VIP lounge, and somebody just gave away a pack of Topps Finest Soccer. Now, I don't know much about soccer, but I do know I like a free pack, so let's see what's in here. I know there's a chance for some autographs, so let's open it up and see what we have. And we have Jaden Nelson, Paxton Pomical, Douglas Costa, ooh, an autograph of Musa Ditti, I don't know if that's how you say it, and a Sean Johnson. So, awesome. So one of my favorite parts of the National is Topps with their take a card, leave a card promotion. So we got people watching, so I'm not going to tell everybody what it is, but you can see right here, I just picked this up. I'm going to put that on there, and I'm sure that won't last too long. Take this Tyler Stevenson. I just went to Cincinnati. So that's how you do take a card, leave a card. It's hot, it's sticky, it's sweaty, and that's just because I'm near Andy here from Blind Dutchman Cards. And tell me a little bit about what you've found so far, and how many days you've been here up right now.
Yeah, this is our second day. Our big purchase, Doug and I both picked up 89 Topps traded King Griffey Jr. autograph.
That's fantastic.
So that was our big boy purchase. So, but yeah, then just been hitting up dollar boxes. Got a John Smoltz autograph as well, nice. 89 Topps. So
Let's say you're obviously working on 89 tops. How far along are you on this process of putting that set together?
I'm probably about almost to 300, I would say.
Okay.
Between 250 and 300, so
Very nice.
almost, well, 400, I guess, probably half.
I'm gonna say Grippy was probably the hardest one, right?
Yes, yeah. So when he's in traded too, so I need to figure out where I'm at with traded.
Oh, okay, excellent.
Yeah.
Anything else from the show that you've experienced so far, other than maybe the heat that everybody's talking about?
Yeah, no, just meeting up with people. Ran into Scott from Reindeer Studios and Matty Ice and Adam's Card Plaza, all those guys. So it's been fun just meeting you. So
and me too. I gotta say, I heard it's so hot here that Matty Ice is melted. He's just Matty water. So little disappointment there for him. But anyway, thanks for stopping by and taking a couple of minutes. I'll let you go get back to the cards.
Nice, awesome.
The word of the day is swampy. And speaking of swampy, it's Doug from Don't Talk to Robots. Your shirt almost confused me. I thought it was Danny for a second.
We had our right shirts on, then we swapped. We have both, so we have our own, but we swapped them for today.
But before or after sweating through them?
Before.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was any cash involved in this trade, or did you
No.
comp it out and it's an even trade?
It's even. It was even Steven, so it worked out.
Enough joking here. What's the best card that you found, or your favorite card, I should say, that you found so far today?
Well, if you talk to my brother, we bought some 89 Grippy autos graded, which were, I never thought, that was kind of a grail card for me, so that was pretty cool to pick up. I also found some Tiffany Daryl Strawberries, 85 and 89.
Oh, very
which is pretty cool.
I don't want to spoil the surprise, and I don't know when you're posting your video, when I'm posting mine, but who did you get a chance to kind of see in passing yesterday?
I was just walking along and someone kind of passed my shoulder, and so I just looked over. Daryl Strawberry, and I kind of followed him for a minute with my camera. I didn't know if I was going to say something. I ended up checking it out because he had like two bodyguards walking with him and stuff, but it was pretty cool to see some celebrity walk past you, and it just happened to be Daryl Strawberry. So
I was going to say, so while the rest of us are sweating and your brother's being like Scott from Reindeer Studios, you're hanging with Daryl Strawberry. That's pretty cool.
Exactly.
Only at the National, right?
Yeah.
All right, well, I don't want to detain you anymore. I'll let you get back to the cards and find some more great stuff. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks.
You may remember this guy right here. It's East Coast Tom. We're at the National, and you said that you're out of money.
I brought $1,000 and I spent it all, and then I ended up linking my credit card to the PayPal account and spent some more, and my wife will have a rolling pin ready for me when I get home.
All right, so give us an example of some of the things that you bought.
Well, I'm an vintage oddball collector, so I found a lot of sets, regional sets, team issue sets, a lot of weird stuff from the 60s and 70s and 80s, a lot of OPG baseball, Topps Tiffany baseball, Reds and Nationals because they're my two favorite teams, some Bengals, even some Washington Bullets, stuff that I've always collected.
Let me interrupt you. I want you to buy that jacket. That is something else, isn't it? Sorry, I had to do that.
All right. I thought that was Elvis made just left the building.
Well, he kind of looked like Jimmy Mouth of the South Park from the front, so a little bit of everything. The honky tonk man's missing, but anyway, back to what you bought. What's your favorite item? I know that's probably a hard one, right?
Oh, wow. I've probably mentioned I'm a Slurpee Cup collector. I actually found the original 1972 baseball checklist, not a reproduction, but an original. It sent me back about $40, but literally it was like the only checklist of all the different cup sets that I didn't have, and I'd never seen it before, so I figured $40, what the heck, you know?
Excellent. Well, it's great running into you. I'll let you get back to well, I'd say shopping, but it sounds like you better not do any of that, otherwise you might be shopping for a divorce attorney.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you see me, if you see my wife chasing me with a rolling pin, pray for me.
Here's a look around the convention center on Saturday, just after noon, and it is hard to get into any tables and get a good look at any of the boxes, any of the cases. About the only place you can get in is some of the places where they have wax boxes. You can probably get in there and take a look and see what they have to offer, but it is absolutely packed here on Saturday, but we'll still see if we can find any deals today. This right here is my biggest pickup of the show to date, and this is the famous Bob Uecker batting left-handed card. I actually found one a few months ago that I bought, but this one is in much better condition, so I'm going to keep this in my PC, and I'm going to look to sell the other one. And if you don't know the story of this, he actually convinced the Topps photographer that he was becoming a switch hitter during spring training when this photo was taken, and he got this put on his card. Bob Uecker, a notorious prankster, jokester, never was going to bat left-handed, although judging by his stats, maybe he should have given it a shot. And apparently he got in a little bit of trouble from Topps for doing this, but this is a card that I've been looking for a long time, ever since he told the story during a Brewers broadcast, so I was happy to pick this up in really nice shape. It's always fun to go by the auction booths and to see some of the stuff they have here. So here's a collection of sneakers. You got Kobe, you got the GOAT, Michael Jordan, these Jordan 4s that are signed. You got LeBron here, $100,000 for the Chamber of Fear. Here's some more Kobe. Some Larry Bird shoes that were worn in 1984. They kind of look like they were from about 1924, as do these by Dr. J. 15 grand right there. You got Magic Johnson. These were worn Game 5 of the 1984 Western Conference Finals. And then some more MJs down here. That's a $30,000 pair. And right here, it may not look like it, but you're looking at $100,000. That's an All-Star Weekend in 2003. I don't really ever recall seeing this before, but we have basically an impromptu trade night going out in the lobby of the convention center. It's Saturday at about 4:30, and as you can see, there's a whole lot of activity, including right here, it looks like a trade's being worked out. Comps are being done there. So a lot of interesting stuff here, both inside and outside of the convention center. It's Saturday night. We're away from the show floor for the first time in days, it seems like. And here's Bo from Hobby Evolution, 1 Million Cubs project. Just tell me a little bit about this little gathering we got tonight.
Just wanted to have kind of a post-national party. We're at Shoeless Joe's. We had some delicious dinner. And we're just having a good time, nerding out, talking cards. And
little Tipsy's playing in the background.
And we got some live music with us. We've got our friends at ComC at the table next to us. So just a good old time.
Tell me who's all with us here tonight.
So we've got you. We've got
I'm here.
We've got Ed from Safe at Home Cards. We've got Victor. We've got Don from Rico, our scanners. We've got Korean Cardboard Dan. And we've got John Keating, that 70s Card Show.
Excellent. And tell me a little bit about the show. What's the best thing you've bought or your favorite purchase today?
You know, I think my oldest card that I bought was an 1888 Old Judge, but I think my favorite was I was digging through, one of the dealers had just bargain boxes of autographs for $1 each, but more importantly, they were minor league autographs, which nobody was really digging through them because they're no-name minor leaguers that probably didn't make it to AA. But those are some of the autographs that I need as a Cubs autograph collector. So I was getting excited pulling an Ed Vosberg Iowa Cubs autograph just as much as buying a card that's almost 150 years old.
And you're getting very close now to 1 million Cubs, which is the goal.
I am. I just I loaded up 20,000 Cubs cards at the end of today, and I've got about another 10,000 from a different dealer here at the show. So I'll be over 980,000 Cubs baseball cards by the end of the show.
I'm gonna say, check out the progress on Hobby Evolution every morning on 1 Million Cubs project. Behold the 5th and final day of the 2023 National here in Chicago, and just a very brief look around as I enter the building. It seems like the attendance is down a little bit, which is usually the case on Sunday, but hopefully that means there's some deals to be had. I'm going to go walk the floor and see what we can find here today. Early in the week, it was a lot of dime boxes, quarter boxes, and dollar boxes, but on the last day I've accelerated the price points, and I couldn't pass up this. A nice big unit autograph, the 1988 design of Randy Johnson, the Hall of Fame left-hander. I grant you these aren't sports cards, and some people aren't into the Leaf Hop Century, but I love this Macaulay Culkin card and this Joe Pesci. This is just a banner of some of the autographs in this series, but I would love to find those two at a halfway decent price and add those to my PC. I'd say we're with Tony and the show is just about over. Tell me a little bit about how this week went for you.
It was great. The National is always great. I've never had a bad National.
Well, skip over the heat and everything, just talk a little bit about the crowds and how busy it was for you here this week.
It was crazy. The crowds were so crowded, I couldn't even walk around my booth.
How many nationals have you been to?
I have been at just about every one that's ever been in Chicago,
Okay.
going back to the first one in 1983.
Okay, how big would you say that this was among the most crowded throughout the course of all those?
I think it set a record.
Oh, did it really?
Pretty sure it set a attendance record well over 100,000 people.
Excellent. And of course, you're going to be looking to set a record next Saturday at the Oak Creek Card Show.
Definitely, 8853 South Howell in beautiful Oak Creek, Wisconsin.
And those hours are?
9 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Excellent. We'll see you there.
Sounds good.
I'll probably have to do a short recap after the show, so we'll do that at the end of the video. But this was one of the cards I definitely wanted to pick up at some point. Kids, don't read what that bat says, but most of you probably know what this 1989 Fleer Billy Ripken's all about. It's about 4 o'clock on Sunday. There's still about an hour in the show, but everything is clearly starting to wrap up. Vendors are starting to pack up their stuff. People are starting to move out. I've made my final purchase. I hope you've enjoyed this take on the National and what things have been like here from Wednesday through Sunday. I will close things out here with some of my pickups from the course of the week, but I got to close on something very appropriate for this channel. That's right, it's the GOAT, John Owe. That's a nice autographed jersey right there. No, I did not buy it, but I certainly enjoyed looking at it. So stay tuned as I go to the Baseball Card Illustrated Studios and show you some of the pickups from the course of this week. I've made it back to the Baseball Card Illustrated Studios from the National, and it was a great 5 days. But enough about that. Let me show you some of the pickups that I haven't really shared with you. But first, I'll show you the background. We have Teddy Higuera. This is an autograph of one of my favorite pitchers growing up. And we got Billy Ripken. I talked about this card right here. This is the infamous one. Finally got a copy of that, and that's pretty exciting. The great Michael Jordan card, another iconic card. And right here is Sean Dunson. We haven't talked about it recently here on the channel, but we track our friends with the Sean-O-meter. So if you'd like to get in on that and help us click one number higher on that, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We'd love to have you join us right here on the channel. Now let's get to some of the pickups. I'm going to start with some stuff that some friends gave me. We got the great Hank Aaron right here, and these were both pictures, or cards I should say, created by Scott at Reindeer Studios. If you haven't been over to his channel to check out his artwork, he kind of takes it through the process and you see it really come to life. You definitely need to go check that out. And these are signed, which makes that even cooler. And it's always great to see Scott at the National and get his cards that he gives away. So thank you very much for that. Those are just fantastic. Really, really good stuff there. And I can't recommend that channel enough. Then, of course, you saw me run into Doug and Andy from Don't Talk to Robots and Flying Dutchman Cards. And they gave me a nice assortment here, starting with the great Rob Deere. That's an autographed card. And maybe we'll cover up Billy Ripken there for some of those kids out there that probably shouldn't be seeing those words. And he and Teddy Higuera were teammates on the great 1987 Team Streak Brewers. And then here's a couple cards of Jonathan Stieber. And I've told this story before on the channel, but I actually very briefly coached him in football at the end of a year for 1 week. And clearly he made the right choice by ignoring all of my advice and going into baseball. As you can see, he pitched with the Chicago White Sox, and here's a couple autographs of him. I got a nice collection of his stuff going. So thank you very much to Doug and Andy. And now here's a few purchases that I made. And I guess I'll go from low end to high end. So here's just a small sampling of some cards that I picked up out of a quarter bin. And I'm a big fan of Ronnie Lott, so I picked up this for my PC. And then this one right here, we got Nolan Ryan, Steve Carlton, Tom Seaver, the NL Active Career Strikeout Leaders card. That's in pretty good shape. That was a really nice buy. We got, Ric Flair Too Far, the Nature Boy here, stomping down on some hapless sap. I can't really tell exactly who that is from my angle here, but I had to pick that one up. I have a couple Ric Flair cards and to go with some autographs, so that's really cool. And I just really like this card. I do have a small Peyton Manning PC. Obviously, he finished his career with America's team, the Denver Broncos, and this is a really cool Topps Chrome All-Pro card right here. So that's a little bit on the lower end. And then these are cards that I picked up for about $1 a piece on Saturday. And we got John Spider Sally. That's a number to 199 card there. That was a really nice find, I thought, for that price point. And then we've got this Bowman Chrome Ellie De La Cruz. Got this at a really good price. Really happy about that. And also we got this here Ellie De La Cruz, some Topps Heritage Minors from 2022. And little plug here for the Ellie De La Cruz weekly update that we do most weeks here on the channel. I got to admit and apologize, I totally forgot to do it Friday. I lost track of time, which is something I guess that can happen when you're on vacation at the National. So we'll be back next week to let you know what's going on with Ellie De La Cruz, the exciting young superstar with the Cincinnati Reds. And then this is one of my bigger pickups that I had not talked about yet. And we'll go, this is all one purchase. We'll go from low to high. We got Joe Carter, who had one of the most iconic moments in the history of Major League Baseball with the World Series winning walk-off home run for the Toronto Blue Jays. And then we have the Wizard, Ozzie Smith. This was a really nice card. I always like the way these Topps Chrome Black cards look, and there's an autograph of the Wizard. And then we have Rod Carew, and I thought that was a pretty nice autograph of the Hall of Fame first baseman. And speaking of autographs from Hall of Fame first baseman, the great Eddie Murray. I have a bunch of these, so I'm probably going to have to sell off a few of them. I don't need as many autographs of him as I accumulated, but every time I see one, I want one. So maybe that can be part of your collection in the near future. Anyway, that's just a small sampling of some of the cards that I picked up throughout the course of the National. I mean, here's some more as I kind of wrap up the video that you can take a look at. And I hope you really enjoyed this look at the National. 5 days of fun, friends, cards, great times, and hope you enjoyed some of the people that were very nice to take time out of their collecting to talk with us throughout the course of those 5 days. If you haven't, go ahead and check out their channels. You got Bo at 1 Million Cubs Project, obviously Doug at Don't Talk to Robots, Andy at Flying Dutchman Cards, and I'd be remiss if I didn't mention Scott at Reindeer Studios, who unfortunately I forgot to get a video with him. And then you got East Coast Tom, who's always great fun. We'll have more fun with him coming up here on the channel in the future. And of course, Tony, who runs the Oak Creek Show, he talked a little bit about that. He was a vendor and said that this was the most highly attended National of all time. So I keep digging through cards here. I don't want the experience to end, but unfortunately it has come to a conclusion. So anyway, I'd like to say thank you for joining us. Hope, like I said, they had fun and got something out of this experience. And just go ahead, hit that like button. Let me know what your favorite pickup out of all these that I shared throughout the course of this video, and maybe something that you saw that maybe I missed throughout the course of the time. It was enormous, so I know I missed a lot. 5 days, and I didn't get through nearly as much as I expected to, but it was a great time. Anyway, thank you so much for joining us. On behalf of Kevin the Diamond King, our graphics guru Dylan, and Showtime, who was on assignment this week, I'm Bronko, the PSA 11. So long, everybody. This has been the 2023 National from Rosemont, Illinois.